Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Grand Cat Reviews. There's my intro to the Ultimate Edition of the Seth Rollins unboxing. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grand Cat, and that was a grand entrance for a grand champion, which is, of course, Seth Freakin Rollins. And also, this box is incorrect because it does not actually say Freaking on it, and it should, because his name is Seth Freaking Rollins, not just Seth Rollins. Very rude of WWE Ultimate Edition to not go by his full name, but let us do a full unboxing review of the Ultimate Edition version of Seth Rollins. I have been very excited for this figure for a while, because it's about time we get a new and up-to-date version of big old Seth freaking Rollins right here. So there you can see him in all of his glory doing a, I think he's diving through the ropes. I don't think it's a top rope suicida, or topicida even, to big old Bobbert Lashley on the bottom right hand corner of the image. You can see him there with his ridiculously coloured, multicoloured trench coat. And of course this is Ultimate Edition series, so this is supposed to be the finest quality of the WWE series of figures. However, if anyone remembers our last Ultimate Edition, which was The Rock, not entirely up to scratch, so I'm hoping that this one will be a little bit better. The Rock had a very, very loose neck, which basically reminded me of one of those little shaking head dog things that you used to be able to get. And immediately, a hand has already came out. Here, was that hand supposed to be up here? What is going on there? What was actually meant to be happening here? Like, this fist came out of here. Was there meant to be something in here? Or is that just... that's unusual. Well, regardless, let's move on. This came from wrestlers.com. That is the word wrestlers, but missing the second E. It is a very, very cool website, and they are very, very prompt to ship out here in good old Scotland, of course, you know where the Grand Cat is from. So, well worth checking out if you're looking for any wrestling merchandise. So this is what we get inside of the box. Of course, if anyone is new to the channel, first off, welcome. And secondly, I go through every part of the unboxing from the very beginning to the very end without missing anything in between, so that you get to see the full array of everything. So here we have Seth Rollins' little coat. I'll be honest, I am not a fan of the cloth goods, the cloth fabrics. It has a kind of fur lining to it. Obviously it is synthetic, of course, but it's very unusual. It's a unique thing, to say the least. We do have some unique hands. Well, let's look at the fists here, because, you know, that seems to be the easiest one to come off. So we're going to take out everything from the box. First of all, we have two fists here. We have two of these unique hands, which is half the reason for getting this figure, which is very, very cool. I have seen some very cool photographs of people using these hands. And then we have two flat hands, which for some reason, these ones, they have decided it needs to have the little thing. Oh my goodness, I don't have nail clippers. Someone has stolen my nail clippers. Oh, no, I found them. Don't worry, crisis averted, I found the nail clippers. I thought someone had taken them for a little second there. So we're going to need to very gently cut into these parts here without damaging the hands. Very gently, there we go, there's one. And the second, there we go. Done and done. And that gives us the open grip palms, which is of course all designed for the Ultimate Seth Rollins entrance, I think. I think it's supposed to be just the Ultimate Seth Rollins figure. We have two alternate heads, which I am going to take to the side here. And then, of course, we have Seth Freakin Rollins himself in a modern, up-to-date outfit. Now, of course, Seth Rollins has many, oh my goodness, many new outfits, but here we are. There is, at the time of recording, the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion, which is the champion for Raw. This is very, very cool. I really love what they're doing with Seth Rollins at the moment. I think it is one of his best runs, which is saying a lot because he's had a really lot of very powerful runs. So this is his very unique, the Dripsire outfit. He's kind of dropped that, but he's still wearing his crazy outfits to the ring. That has become part of his gimmick. Let's take a look here at the alternate heads first. So there we have the slightly aggressive looking Seth Rollins. So this is a really, really good head sculpt. And there we are, just make sure that we are all focused in. Even the hair and everything looks amazing. Like, there's no way that you would mistake this for anyone other than Seth Rollins. It is really, really well done. Even just the teeth and the lip, I mean, the eyes, the little crinkles in the nose, it's really well sculpted. I don't know if that has been done via 3D scanning or if this is molded, but it is very, very impressive to say the least. And if we get this, there is the laughing Seth Rollins head. Of course, very, very, like, absolutely Seth Rollins, you know, that is fantastic. I'm really glad that they didn't give these heads, you know, like just one head. I'm glad that these are additional ones. Let's just compare that with the head that the figure comes with, which I think is a really cool looking head. It's just such a stern look of Seth. Like, this is, of course, you know, part of his, you know, like the entrance, you know, where he is like one step away from closing his eyes, turning his head to the side, and having his arms out to his side. So very, very cool with this. Also, this figure feels really good. It feels a lot better than the Ultimate Edition Rock did. Let's take a look at the alternate hands before we go any further. So we do have the closed fists, which I mentioned before. These were the first ones to jump out of the packaging, which seems to be a fairly basic closed fist. They put some details in there. They've got some veins going along the hand and going up to the muscle. You know, it is also going to be the exact skin colour for Seth Rollins as well, of course. Let's look at the open palms, which is again very, very well moulded, very well sculpted to see such levels of details. It's so easy to just do like a generic hand, and you know, like, they don't, when it comes to the Ultimate Edition figures, they really do put in the extra effort when it comes to these additional parts. And then these are the really, really cool hands. Someone at Mattel has been studying, you know, Seth Rollins, and this is him, you know, orchestrating the audience to sing his battle theme as he makes his way to the ring. So very, very cool to see that as well. So next up, let's go into the articulation of big old Seth Freakin Rollins before we go swapping things out and trying things out and seeing how everything works. So first off, the head, it is on a singular ball joint, just one, there isn't two here. A little bit stiff, but again, stiff is good because stiff means that it will stay in place, unlike The Rock, who was like, and his head would just shake back and forth. He does have butterfly arms, which are like, that's very, very cool. There is a lot to work with the butterfly joints and the shoulders, and also these butterfly joints are molded. You can see the muscles on the back as well, so that is very, very cool to see that. Arms, the shoulder joints should go out the way again, stiff, but stiff is good, because that means that it will stay in the position you want it to. Arms do rotate full way round, as you can see. We have the bicep swivel, and again you have the definition in the muscle there. I'm hoping that the camera can pick that up there. You can actually see the vein in the muscle there as well. We have a double elbow joint, which is a little bit stiff. Let me see. Again, I do this straight out of the box. There is a lot of YouTubers out there that will maybe heat some of the joints that aren't working initially, but they are just with a little bit of elbow grease, to pardon the pardon. You get a full-on double elbow grip, which does give you that nice bicep curve. The hands are on this little gimmick, as you saw beforehand, and we start off with the curved open hand so that he can hold things. We have chest swivel as well as a body swivel. So of course the chest has rotation back and forward and is of course very, very nicely sculpted. And Seth does have his tattoo on his back. That was something that I needed to check because it was hidden by his hair, but he does have his Japanese tattoo down there. The other arm is of course exactly the same as this arm. Let's test the legs. So it looks like Seth can go into a full-on split. So yep, he can get a full vertical kick off of there with this one. Oh, this is actually on a double joint here on the leg. That's really cool. That is something I've not seen before. So that's new. That's very cool. We have the thigh swivel. We have the double knee joint, which has the knee pad in there as well. We have the boot swivel. The ankle swivel. The ankle looks to be fairly generous. It looks to be, but I'm not sure if it is. You can see there, trying to not damage the figure. Okay, it does. It goes a little bit further than I thought. And you have the toe pivot as well. So, a lot of articulation for your Seth Freakin Rollins, to say the least, which is very, very cool to see. You can get him into some very cool poses. I'm just making sure that all of the articulation all works on this side as well. Actually, that ankle looks and feels a bit better than the previous one. The knee pad is dropping down a little bit there, but the knee pads do move. They aren't attached. So, once again, that's very cool. So you can, you can do your flying knees and such, which Seth Rollins busted open John Cena with. That is the most memorable flying knee that I remember from Seth Freakin Rollins. But okay, very, very cool to see indeed. So let's try out some variations. So we'll keep the same head on at the moment. Let's remove the hands first of all. The hands literally just pull off like so, just like that. Nice and easy. And let's try wearing the jacket. I'm not going to display the figure with the jacket, but we'll try it at least once for the camera so that you guys can see what it looks like at home. Like I said, I've never really been a fan of the cloth goods. I don't know at what point they started becoming popular. There was a time that they were considered not popular, and that appears to have changed. And I'm not sure when that exactly happened. So there we are. Now let's put in the special cool hands for orchestrating the crowd. So let's just clip Just clip that right on there, like so. And the other one, once again, right there. Just clips in like that. And let's wrap this around Seth, and this is really weird. Oh my goodness, I accidentally dropped him as I was trying to do the belt part here. I'm going to try not to tie it if I can avoid it, because one, I don't want to damage the fabric, and two, I am planning to immediately take it back out. So let us extend the arms like so, and do something like this. Another part of this is because there's fabric in the way, I can't really see the joints underneath, so I am messing around a little bit there, but there we are, something like that. And there you have the drip saya. Let's just swap the hands, just turn them around just a little bit, and there you have a fairly cool pose for Seth Freakin Rollins. In fact, actually, I think if we do it to the other side, it will work a little bit better with the sunlight, which is coming from the right. I think that looks pretty cool. You know what? I said I wouldn't display it with the jacket, but I think the jacket is actually not too shabby. It's cooler than I expected. Okay, last thing we're going to do is we're going to swap out the head, just to show how that works. My goodness. And we're not going to try everything, we're just going to try one of them. So let's put in the laughing Seth Rollins head. It should just click on. I think it maybe has clicked on, it just doesn't feel particularly correct, but there we are. There is your Seth Freakin Rollins, your drip saya, to say the least. But most importantly, your WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and well deserved at that too. So, there we are, the last little thing that we want to do, just to finish up our little review, which anyone that has been following me for a while is aware. We have our little rotation gimmick. I'm just going to put the drip saya on there to give you a full 180 of him. And we're going to make sure that the camera is in focus as well. And there you are, there is the Ultimate Edition Seth Rollins. Ultimate Edition Seth Rollins, infinitely better than the Ultimate Edition version of The Rock, I will say. That is a guarantee. He's really up there. The accessories, it's really the jacket, and it's really the jacket that is the main thing. Of course, with the Ultimate Edition, you get your alternate heads, and you get your alternate hands and everything as well. But this is your first up-to-date version of Seth Freakin Rollins as well. So if you're looking for a newer version of Seth, then I think this is the one to go for. Of course, because Ultimate Edition is a little bit more expensive, a little bit more pricey than your general Elite series, or of course significantly more expensive than your basic series, but this is the one that I think looks nicest on shelves. And if you're only planning on buying one Seth Rollins, or one, of any wrestler, whether it be Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, The Undertaker, The Rock, or whatever, I think the Ultimate Series is the version to go for, unless there's a particular version of that wrestler that you are looking for. Ultimate Editions tend to be the way to go. Most Ultimate Editions do come with a championship, and I think if this Ultimate Edition had been released a little bit later, this Seth Rollins might have came with the championship belt, but when Seth Rollins comes out with the championship belt, I think I shall probably be buying that one as well, more for the belt than for the figure, but this one I wanted to buy for the figure. And that's going to be it for this video, folks. I really hope you all enjoyed. And if you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share and subscribe, and if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so you can see when more of these little videos go up. And we shall see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.